Welcome back. This is the part 2 video of file permissions in Linux. Let us try to understand only this part in a bit more detail. The first one, the chotu line here, the small line here indicates the file type. Means if you have only hyphen, then it indicates a regular file. If you have D here instead of hyphen, then it indicates it is a directory. Then next set of permissions, this RWX, next 3 characters indicate read, write, and execute permissions to the owner of the file. Then next 3 characters indicate read, write, execute permissions to the group owning the file. Then we have next 3 letters indicating read, write, execute permission for all the other users. Wonderful. We understood each of the aspect of permissions. Okay, we got to know about the file permissions. Can we change the file permissions? Yes or no? Can you just think about it? Obvious answer is yes, we can change. If yes, we can change, then how can we change? We can change that by a command chmod. Then what exactly is chmod? Chmod stands for change mode. If you want to change the permissions of a file or a directory, you can use the chmod. The syntax is pretty simple. You say chmod and you can give an assignment expression or a octal value and then give the file name or a directory name. I did mention octal value. So what happens is if you want to change the permission of a file, you got to know what permission is indicated by which octal value. Let's try to understand this in a bit more detail. When you have a number 1, that indicates execute only permission. Then when you have a 2 as the octal value, that indicates write only permission. When you have a octal value as 4, that indicates read only permissions. So 1 is execute, 2 is write. Combination of all these things would be next set of permissions. For example, 0 means nothing. 3 means it is a 2 plus, this indicates 2, then plus 1. That means it is 3. A file would have a write and execute permission. 5 means this indicates 4, then 1, that is 5. That means a file has read and execute permission. 7 means 4 plus 2 plus 1. It comes up to 7. It indicates read, write, and execute permissions are there for a file or a directory. Isn't it awesome? So yes, we understood the octal notation, but tell me how we can change the permission of a file. Let us see that now. It's very simple. If you look at this, when I said ls-l and the file name, we got these permissions. As we already understood, this means it is a file. So these permissions are for the owner. These permissions are for the group. And these permissions are for all others. So if you observe clearly, we have read, write, and no execute permission for a owner. Then for a group, read, write, no execute permission. For others, they have only read permission, no write, no execute permission for others for this particular file. If I want to give all the permissions for all of them, for the owner, for the group, and for all others, then all I got to do is say change mode and provide the octal notation. 7 means all the permission for the user, another 7 means all the permission for the group, another 7 means all the permission for the others. After executing this command, if you go ahead and check lsfnl, you can see all the permissions are there for the owner, for the group, and for others as well. This is how you change the permission of a file. Let us look at some more examples here. When you say chmod 700 star, if you recollect, 7 means all the permission. This first 7 indicates what kind of a permission owner can get. This sets privileges for all the files, because we are saying star here, directories in the current directory to read, write, and execute for only the owner, and no permissions for either a group or others, because 00 is there. Let us look at one more example. We have chain mode 740. What it means is it sets all the privileges for a file or a directory called courses to read, to write, and execute for the only owner, and there is read only for the group and no permission for the others. And if you look at the 751, it sets access privileges for course to read, to write, and execute for the owner, read and execute for the group, and only execute for the others. Awesome. Let us look at this as a part of hands-on. I am logging into Linux, Ubuntu. I am in a folder called Unix. If I say pwd, the path is Om Mahanta and Unix. If I say ls, no permissions. If I say ls-l, then we get all the details of all the files and also directories within Unix. If you see here, we have a file called academy.txt. It is indicating some read, write permission for the owner, read and write for the group, only read permission for the others. And one difference, if you would have noticed, wherever the file is there, you can see only hyphen. Wherever the directory is there, it is indicated by D. Now let us take one example. We'll take academy.txt. So I will say ls -l, and I'll say academy. If you look at the permissions, it has read, write permission for the owner, read, write permissions for the group, only read permission for others. If we want to give all the privileges for the owner and only the read permission for the group and only the read permission for others, then let us say chmod, give a octal value of 7. This is for all the permissions for the owner. Then I want to give only the read permission for the group, that is 4. I want to give only the read permission for others, that is 4. Then I will say academy.txt. And if I go and check the permission, you see 7 indicates read, write, and execute permission for a owner. 4 indicates only read permission for the group. Again, 4 indicates read permission for others. Like this, we can go on varying these octal numbers to provide different permissions for the owner, group, and others. You can try all these things as a part of your exploration. That's it from our side on the permissions. You have a wonderful time. Thank you.